Good afternoon and welcome back to the Boardroom International Surfboard Show. We're here live from Del Mar, California. My name is Todd Kline. Alongside me is Dave Stanfield. And Dave, what is that technology we're checking out right there on our screen?
Beautiful blue water, and it's an amazing wave right there. The American Wave Machines, AmericanWaveMachines.com, and we have the man that is spearheading the effort, Bruce McFarland, with us. And Bruce, exciting times for those people that might be thinking, I'll never surf, I can never leave, whatever, South Dakota. That's wrong. That's about to change, isn't it?
Yeah, that is changing. And possibly in South Dakota this year.
Really?
Yeah.
How about Russia?
Yeah, Russia, we're under construction with a huge wave pool at a resort. And it's in Sochi near the site of the 2014 Olympics.
And we should be online before then.
Okay, and we're looking at a bigger model there. That's not the same model we were just looking at where we saw that little left-hander.
No, we have two different technologies for this. This is the traveling wave. It's a wave pool. You know, these might be 20, 30, 40,000 square feet or bigger. And the closest thing to that you might have ever seen is Ocean Dome, Japan.
I've surfed it.
You've surfed it, awesome.
Unbelievable.
I'd love to talk to you about it.
Unbelievable.
In depth.
Yep.
So we've developed a system to create those kind of waves, but using pressure instead of vacuum. And if you know what a fan costs versus what your vacuum costs, it's a huge difference, right? So we've got these now pumping out waves 3 to 5 seconds. So we've got no shortage of throughput in the system. And that's going to make these big wave pools a lot more economical to operate as a business.
So in looking at the two different models, sorry Dave, because I know you've got some great questions coming up, and looking at the two different models, this one looks more like an actual wave, similar to the wave pool down there in Japan that is no longer there,
yeah.
But you could actually ride your standard equipment. That little left-hander, on the other hand, looked like different technology that wouldn't allow you to have fins on a board. Is that the case?
No, Surfstream does allow you to have fins on the board.
It does.
And that's our reason. It's a standing wave.
Okay.
Or stationary.
Yep.
Various words for it. It fits in a very small space. It's a high concentration of power in a small space, but it allows you to build them indoors very easily. And it also allows you to envision a surf business that is a lot smaller scale than you would need for a wave pool. So we're getting mall owners, we're getting individual entrepreneurs, we're getting water parks, all now that can legitimately offer surfing on a board with fins, but in a small space. And that's Surfstream.
Surfstream.
It's
okay.
It's similar to river waves, for one, like the Munich River. Okay, so we can make a hydraulic jump wave like in the Munich River. We make a small training wave, and then we can make a barreling wave in it. And this is done by adding some fiberglass parts. So the operator of the venue can change the wave that they're running depending on the clientele
Talent, yep.
and the business plan.
So two different waves as we know it. The standing wave and the wave that is vacuum, like you...
Pressure. But that we call a traveling wave. Your ride length is going to be dependent on the size of the pool and the size of the wave. On the Surfstream, you ride until you fall off.
It's more standard on the traveling wave.
Yeah, which is actually true of a traveling wave. But,
yep.
Traveling wave gives you the paddle-in experience, and it also allows us to create sections, options to do aerials. We can do that with digital control. So a surfer actually can program his own wave and create his own playlist to use when he's in the wave pool.
So a couple questions. First one, is there actually a full-size model out there today that we can go and surf?
Well, yeah, we've made 3 of these traveling wave pools.
Okay.
But when we started in this business, our first customer was an aquarium. So it's tiny, you can't surf it. Okay, our next customer was a water park, but it's maybe 10,000 square feet. And that really isn't big enough to do much surfing. It's about a 2.5 foot wave. Okay, then we did a wave for Tillman the surfing dog and the Rose Parade. So we made a 2 foot wave for dogs to surf in the parade, and that's going to be operating again up in LA County in October. Okay, so then we made a big jump and got a customer with a big resort in Russia So we're building him a 35,000 square foot pool, and that'll make, say, 3 to 4 foot point break style waves, and up to maybe 5.5 foot peaks. And his intended audience is it's Russian tourists, and they're pretty athletic. He has every sport you can imagine in his park, and now he's going to have surfing.
And that would be on the Black Sea, and that would be where the Olympics are coming, Sochi.
Yeah, it's near Sochi. The Olympics will be there, so we'll be looking to doing demonstrations and getting athletes over there and teaching them to surf, and that'll be a lot of fun for us to open that up. We're hoping to get that same pool built here in California at least as soon, but they're not under construction yet, so we can't put out an opening date.
Did I see Todd Holland surfing one of your streams?
Yeah, so Todd has been to our installation in Sweden, which is a municipal water park with a municipal skate park and a municipal surf park. And that's one of our smaller machines. It makes a 3 foot wave, 3 foot barreling wave. But we got Todd and his wife Lauren over there at a contest. Sweden held a contest on this wave. So we brought our team from, in this case, Florida, and they surfed against the locals, and they did really well. Lauren won the women's class. Todd did really well for only having surfed it for a couple hours. But the locals there that had been surfing it for 2 years, one of those guys ended up winning. But a day later, we got this footage of Todd showing him how to do 360s and backside turns and frontside turns. And he advanced really fast on it.
And this is footage from, there's Todd there.
That's footage from it. And you're only seeing here maybe 2, 3, or 4 hours total riding time on that machine before we had to go.
Surfing anywhere in the world.
Yeah, we would like to see it at some scale in any major city in the world. You've already got bowling all over the world, so why not surfing?
Well, Todd, your experience in Japan, there used to be ASP events held in certain wave pools.
Well, I never competed in Miyazaki at that wave pool, but I had the opportunity to surf it. There was a left, there was a peak, and a right, and then I've also surfed Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah.
And I think that might be it, but both of those wave pools, especially the one in Miyazaki, unbelievable. They actually pumped it up to one point that, the restriction is that it jumped up immediately when it came out of the wall as we were looking at your model, very similar.
Yep.
You had no time to react. You literally, I free fell, air dropped, straight dry bottom into a wipeout.
Yeah.
Sounds like France.
It's pretty nuts to think that you can get pitched in a wave pool, but that's what had happened. And going back, and not to harp on that because your technology looks awesome and I can't wait to try it hopefully someday, but I actually saw a wave, the peak in the middle in Miyazaki, spit. Believe it or not, in a wave pool, spit.
Okay, so we watched those videos on YouTube of Miyazaki.
Yep.
And this was just in the last month. We went to our pool and we started working on our program, and we were able to simulate that center peak and the right and the left, and we were able to simulate how, if you watch that video, the second wave spits and the third wave has backwash in it. So we get the whole pool moving to create those waves. And we can do that all now with just digital computer programming.
So you can program the intervals, or is it set? Once you hit go, is it automatically programmed that every 11 seconds or whatever it is? Can you program the intervals, I guess is the question I have?
You can program the intervals, but you also have you can have an operator interface where he can just press the button, whatever you want. All right, you can have a skilled operator, almost like a keyboard, be able to play the pool. And he could literally play the sequence on keys. So there's a lot of different ways to operate this because we've created a really robust digital interface that's simple. It works on an iPad, it works on an iPhone. And if you're as a surfer user, you can have control to go, subtly change the shape of that wave. But to get those things to spit, there's a way to program it to do that, or to make it mushy. It's just a slight adjustment in the parameters. So what we do in the interface, you just press a button for mushy and it's a mushy wave, or you press a button for hollow, it breaks in the same place but hollow.
So quick question, with that said, hollow, mushy, can you change the contours of the bottom?
We don't have that as part of our technology because that's a very expensive way to build a pool. And we're talking about very large pools again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
35, 40,000 square feet to get
That's
started.
just bigger than the one I have
Yeah.
at my house.
And
I'm kidding.
Right, cool. Yeah, we'll start digging tomorrow. I'll bring a shovel.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have a constant slope on the bottom. And our waves, they follow ocean theory. So we can actually simulate with different slopes how that wave is going to break.
How soon it will break. Yep.
Yeah, but it's in the details of the programming to make it mushy or hollow. And that way we get away from having to contour the pool, and we can make any kind of wave break in any part of the pool.
Your technology,
Yeah.
you have stuff that's different than anybody else. Your patent, what you've developed is yours, correct?
Yeah. So we've only pursued as a product stuff that we've invented and have a patentable opportunity on. And in the case of, we did SurfStream first. Okay, there was nothing out there making a hydraulic jump standing wave. And we licensed, there was an existing patent, we licensed it, and then we started R&D, and then we came up with some improvements, and that was a period of probably 5 years to the first one sold. And after getting a couple of these going, we looked at a idea to make waves in a wave pool that was very unique, and I noticed the way the water was moving was different than all the other wave pools, and we looked into it, and sure enough, there's an extremely simple way to do it that is different. And so we patented that. And that's what the perfect swell system, that's the base patent, is really how we move the water in the chamber.
So
Yeah. I didn't hear you mention perfect swell. You have perfect swell and perfect swell Coliseum, correct?
Okay, Coliseum, that pool, you'll notice that wave breaks along the back wall. The biggest wave breaks right on the back wall as it comes out of the chamber. So the wider you build that pool, the longer that wave is going to be, and that's the best peeling wave. All right, the peaks all dissipate in size, but the point break wave, it actually amplifies for a little ways and then peels the same size as wide as you build the pool. Okay, so if you extend that into a circle, that wave just keeps going around in a circle.
any problem as far as the chop in the face, or is there some technology that helps wipe out that wave that has just passed as it swings back around?
Yeah, if we don't absorb energy in the pool,
Yep.
and we pump a lot of waves, you're going to start to create chop. Now that Miyazaki wave I was talking about that surges and spits, that's actually a giant reflection. And so in that case, we're using that pool reflection to make that wave. But if you run that for too long, then you'll start to get bumps in it, and you want to settle it down. So that's all in the operation of the pool. We have some energy absorbing features at the end of the pool, but it doesn't take much. And the reason why is that we're doing both the positive and negative part of a wave. Okay, most pools just do the positive part. That means all that water comes to shore. You got to get it back. Our wave has plus and minus, so the water does not move toward shore until it breaks. So our recirculation is a lot less than you'll see in the current pools operating out there right now.
So looking at the Surfstream, I've ridden the wave lock as well.
Yeah.
Very much like skimboarding.
Yeah.
Surfstream, I can ride a normal surfboard.
Yes.
There's enough depth in the water that I won't hit. How deep is it where the wave's actually breaking over top of, I think you referred to it as fiberglass.
Yeah, it's a fiberglass system, and right now we're pumping, let's say, up to 12 inches, but it's adjustable depth and adjustable speed. So we tune that in with the wave itself. There can be parts of that wave, like the standing wave will have 3.5 feet of water under it at its peak.
Okay.
So in that wave, you're surfing in several feet of water. If you're riding the barrel wave, it's a little bit thinner out in front of it, but it's very, very thick where the barrel is. And you can see that when people fall in it. So there's an economics here in how much water you pump and how fast you pump it to make these waves. And we've hit a point to where we can get this into the market and make it profitable to operate one of these.
So how deep is that right there where we're watching this individual
It's about
surf?
a foot deep right under him.
and if he falls, he goes up and over out the back.
Yeah, you do a shallow fall. He'll probably go around the corner. He's going around the corner of the barrel, and everybody ends up out on the exit in back.
Was that Shane?
Yeah.
Shane Magnuson?
That's Shane Magnuson.
And then you've got a lot of people having fun out there. There's Shane again.
Yeah.
And where is this located?
That's out in, it's south of Lima, Peru. So they built an amphitheater for surf in a mall. It's called Boulevard de Asia. And they have Movistar cell phone as the sponsor. They've had big parties there. They get a lot of industry support down there. And they go to late at night. They'll have kids riding it all day until 6 or dark, and then the staff will practice, and right around 10 at night, the party will start, and they'll surf until 2 in the morning with live music, food, drinking,
And like a demo.
dance. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun down there in the summer. And their season is going to start up in January this year.
And your website, can we check out some of that footage by chance?
Yeah. So we have our website. We've got all the sites identified, and there's some project information about what's coming, where. And then we've got site information with video.
And what is your website?
It's the easiest place to get to is surfstream.com.
Okay.
But AmericanWaveMachines.com is the same place. And there's a blog associated with that, and a Facebook, and there's a lot of information there if people want to kind of browse around and see.
Well, Bruce McFarland, thank you so much, and I'm intrigued by the technology. I hope to one day sample it myself. Look for it coming hopefully someday to a town near us, because we know it does get flat even in the Pacific Ocean, Dave.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm ready to go to Sochi to see what's going to happen there. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
The Black Sea's got some waves, got a lot of windsurfers and kiters over there, but now they can really get out and surf.
Yeah.
And estimated time of completion for the event in Sochi, the park in Sochi?
Early completion will be summer of 2013, and late completion would be 2014, like winter 2014.
Dave and I are coming?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll gladly call the event for you. Bruce, congratulations on your technology.
Thanks
Best
a lot.
of luck, and look forward to following you. We'll check out your website. You guys stay with us live here from Del Mar, California at the Boardroom International Surfboard Show. Todd Kline, Dave Stanfield. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Okay.
So is that in time for the Olympics?
The closest thing to surfing outside of the ocean yet.